శ్రీ కౌశికాన్వయ సుధాంబుది శీతభానుం శ్రీ శుద్ధసత్వ గురువర్య తనూజరత్నం శ్రీ లక్ష్మణార్య వరదార్య పదాబ్జభృంగం శ్రీమత్సు చక్రవరదార్య మహం ప్రపద్యే కరుణాకర గురుం తం యోగతశ్చ నమామ్యహం భాష్యభావ ప్రదానేన మాదృశామపి తారకం మాయాధవ శ్రీ నృహరే నమస్తే కాయాధవార్థం కలితావతార మాయాపరం మామపి రక్షితుం త్వం కాయాంతరాభాహి తమో విభిందన్. Namaskaram to all. This Upanyasam on Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Vaibhavam has been organized by the devotees who are involved in the construction of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Temple in the city of New Berlin, USA. In this connection, I wish to share with you all a few droplets from the ocean of the greatness of Lord Lakshmi Narasimha, Lord Narasimha, the man-lion form of the Lord, who is the consort of Lakshmi, goddess Sri, Mahalakshmi. So the Lord, who is always in eternal communion with Lakshmi, that Narasimha is called Lakshmi Narasimha. We are going to enjoy the bliss of his anubhavam from Srimad Bhagavata Puranam, 7th canto. The 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavata Puranam tells us in detail about the incarnation of Narasimha and the way he blessed his great devotee, the one with great name and fame, Prahlada. The way Narasimha blessed Prahlada, we are going to enjoy that divine experience now. The 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam details this history. Hiranyaksha was the younger brother of the demon Hiranyakashipu. That Hiranyaksha demon was killed by the mighty boar form of the Lord, Lord Varaha Perumal. The Lord took the form of a boar and destroyed that Asura demon Hiranyaksha, who hid the entire earth under the ocean of deluge. So the Lord destroyed him. Now the elder brother Hiranyakashipu, he organized a big mourning meet during the ceremony, funeral rites of Hiranyaksha. Now Hiranyakashipu, in that mourning meet, Hiranyakashipu spoke to all his kith and kin. He told them that Narayana, that Lord Narayana, he has killed my younger brother by taking the form of a mighty boar. Now I will take a vow. I will kill that Narayana. Please, you don't worry. Because whenever a man is born on this earth, death is inevitable for him. Everybody born is going to die on one day. So my brother also met with his death. So that happens for all beings. The soul won't die. Body alone dies. So let's stop crying or mourning for him. Let's take action. I will destroy that Narayana. Hiranyakashipu took a great vow, that terrible vow. What kind of vow that is? Machula bhinna grivasya burina rudirena vai rudirapriyam tarpayishye bhrataram me gatavyataha. Hiranyakashipu says, my brother Hiranyaksha, he loved blood so much because he was such a terrific and horrible demon that he loved blood so much. So Hiranyakashipu says, to my brother who loved blood a lot, I will do tarpanam, the final rites, using the blood of Lord Narayana. I will cut off Lord Narayana's head, take his blood and do tarpanam for my brother with his blood, not with water. I will do it with his blood. Saying that, Hiranyakashipu also said, for that I need to do some penance. I have to get some mystic powers. I have to gain strength, spiritual strength as well, so that I can defeat and destroy that Narayana. Saying so, Hiranyakashipu went to perform penance to take revenge on Narayana. In Bhagavata Puranam, sage Shuka Brahmam, he explains this. Satepe mandaradronyam tapaf paramadarunam urdhva bahuhu nabhodrishtihi padangushtasritavanihi. He went to Mandara mountain. He performed a horrible penance. Hiranyakashipu raised up both his arms. He viewed the sky with both of his eyes. His body was resting only on his two great toes of his feet. All the other parts of his feet were raised above the ground and his feet were resting with merely two great toes alone. Rest of the feet was hanging in the air. Such horrible penance, such a difficult penance was undertaken by Hiranyakashipu, praying to Brahma to grant him mighty boons. An ant hill evolved around Hiranyakashipu as years passed by. The heat that emanated from the penance of Hiranyakashipu, it burnt all the Devas. The Devas, they couldn't withstand the scorching heat which emanated from the penance of Hiranyakashipu. So all the Devas resorted to Brahma and pleaded with him to kindly grant the boons asked by Hiranyakashipu so that his penance could be stopped. We couldn't tolerate his penance. It is burning us. So Brahma, please grant him his boon so that he will stop doing penance. Therefore Brahma appeared before Hiranyakashipu. He saw that he was covered totally by an ant hill. So what Brahma did was, Kamandalu Jalena Ukshat Divyena Amogaradhasa. Brahma poured his holy water from his holy can on the ant hill, so that the ant hill just got away and Hiranyakashipu came out of that ant hill. Now Brahma, giving darshan to Hiranyakashipu, asked him, what kind of boon do you want? Hiranyakashipu said, I do not want death at all. I should not encounter death at all. That's the boon I prefer, he said. But Brahma told him, Hiranyakashipu, you know very well, for anybody born on this earth, death is inevitable. So there is no such boon called deathlessness. There is no such boon. Please ask some other boon. Now Hiranyakashipu thought of a plan. Now I will ask some boons. I will prefer the mode of my death. Now I will say I should not die under such and such circumstances. You should accept that. Now Hiranyakashipu asks for boons. Yadi dasyasi abhimathan varan me varadottama bhutebhyaha twadvisrittebhyaha mrityur ma bhut mama prabho. Now the first boon I seek from you is, I should not get death. I should not die from any object created by you. Brahma, you are the creator. I should not die from any object which is created by you. This is the first boon. Second, nantarna bahihi. I should not die inside my house. Rather, I should not die outside my house. So either inside or outside, death should not come to me on both places. And then, diva naktam. Either in daytime or in night time, death should not come to me. Anyasmadapi chayudaihi. No weapon could hurt me or make me die. Na bhumau nambare mrityuhu. I should not die either on earth or in the skies. Na naraihi na mrigairapi. Neither human beings nor animals should kill me. Vyasubhirva asumadbhirva. I should not have death either from living objects or non-living objects. They should not cause death to me. Sura asura mahorakaihi. Neither devas nor asuras should kill me. These are the boons I solicit from you. So Brahma said there is no boon called deathlessness. So now see what Hiranyakashipu seeks is, no creature created by Brahma should kill him. Neither inside his home nor outside his home he should encounter his death. Diva naktam. Neither in daytime nor in night time he should encounter death. Anyasmadapi chayudaihi. No weapon should be able to kill him. Na bhumau nambare mrityuhu. Neither on earth nor in the skies he should get death. Na naraihi na mrigairapi. Neither human nor animal should kill him. Vyasubhirva asumadbhirva. Living things, non-living things cannot kill him. Sura asura mahorakaihi. Neither devas nor asuras could kill him. So Brahma, he had no other go. Devas have also requested him to kindly grant all the boons sought by Hiranyakashipu, because his penance was scorching everybody. So with no other way, Brahma granted him all the boons. With this much of boons, Hiranyakashipu, he became very arrogant. He captured the kingdom of Devas, the Swargalokam. He captured that Swargalokam and became the king of the universe. He said, hereafter this is Hiranyakashipu's reign, Hiranyakashipu's kingdom. So no yagams or sacrifices should be conducted. No temples, no god, no Vedas, no worship. I am the God. Everybody should worship me. Chant my name. Hiranyakashipave namaha. Hiranyaya namaha. You chant my name and you worship me, or you worship my brother Hiranyaksha, my brother who is gone now. Anyway, you worship my late brother. You keep statues of my brother and garland him. So, no worship to God, no Vedas, no sacrifice, no temples, nothing. This was the order in Hiranyakashipu's reign. Devas, they were frightened by Hiranyakashipu. They now sought the help of Lord Narayana. Narayana, that Hiranyakashipu, he has captured our kingdom. He has become the king of the entire universe. He is putting so much rules like this. Please save the universe from him. The Devas sought the help of Narayana. Lord Narayana told them, don't worry. Tasyogradanda samvignaha sarve lokas sapalakaha anyatra labdha sharanaha sharanam yayur achyutam. The Lord is Achyuta. Achyuta means one who never forsakes his devotees. Achyuta, never forsakes his devotees. So the Lord said, you don't worry. I know when to destroy this evil force. So I will do it at the right time in the appropriate way. You all can go back with relaxed mind. I will do what is appropriate. The Lord assured them. So the Devas went back. This Hiranyakashipu, he had 4 sons totally. Hlada, Anuhlada, Prahlada and Samhlada. They were the 4 sons of Hiranyakashipu. The third one is Prahlada. Prahlada means the one who gives great joy and happiness to all. So his name itself signifies what kind of a good character that boy is. His name was Prahlada. That Prahlada was put in demonic Gurukula, that ancient school, Gurukula system. It was demonic Gurukula exclusively for Asura's children. There, the sons of Shukracharya. Shukracharya is the guru of all Asuras. Shukracharya had 2 sons, Chanda and Marka. Chanda and Marka were the teachers in that Gurukulam, ancient school. Prahlada was put in that Gurukulam. Chanda and Marka were teaching him political science as per the syllabus of Hiranyakashipu. So, whenever government changes, the syllabus will also change. So, in Hiranyakashipu's reign, under his reign, political science was the syllabus, main syllabus for students. In that political science also, it was not a just political science. It was about killing enemies, destroying others, accumulating so much of wealth. These kind of things were in the syllabus, and Prahlada was put into that school to read all these things. But Prahlada, right from his birth, he was devoted to Lord Narayana. We are going to know that secret very soon in the latter part of this Upanyasam itself. So Prahlada, he was devoted to Lord Narayana right from the beginning, and he was treading on the path of Dharma. So he was least interested in this sort of a political science. So whenever Chanda and Marka took classes, he just sat and meditated on Lord Narayana. At one stage, Hiranyakashipu wanted to review his son. What kind of political science he has learned so far, how much he has fared in that, how much he is faring in exams. He wanted to know everything. So Hiranyakashipu summoned his child along with his gurus, Chanda and Marka. And Hiranyakashipu conducted a revision test. Asking Prahlada to be seated on his lap, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada, my dear son, hope you are reading political science. Now I will ask you one question. What is the best thing to do in life? As per Hiranyakashipu's political science, the best thing is to do is kill all your enemies, accumulate lot of wealth and enjoy this materialistic pleasure. This is the best thing as per Hiranyakashipu's syllabus. That's not fair. That's another thing. Now Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada such question. Prahlada replied, Tat sadhu manye asuravarya dehinam sada samudvigna diyama sadgrahat hitvatmapatam grihamandhakupam vanam gato yat harimashrayeta. Now leave alone all material pleasures. Leave alone your enmity and other things. Just meditate on the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Meditating on Lord Narayana is the best thing one could do in life, because that Lord alone is capable of saving us, rescuing us from this material life, and he can grant us salvation, liberation, the great moksham called Vaikuntham. So the best thing in life is to surrender to the feet of the Lord and meditate on him. Hiranyakashipu, he was just taken aback. He was angered. What sort of thing my son is speaking? Hey gurus, Chanda and Marka, foolish teachers, what have you taught? What lesson have you taught to my child? He is just blabbering something. He is telling about Narayana. Who is my enemy? Who is my enemy? He had killed my brother Hiranyaksha. Now, my son, this Prahlada, is speaking about that Narayana. What kind of lessons we have taught him? Asked Hiranyakashipu. Now, those people, the Chanda and Marka, they replied, O king, we didn't teach these things. This boy, he has learned this from somewhere else. We do not know from where he learnt all these things. But definitely we didn't teach him all this. Hiranyakashipu said, maybe my son is a young boy. Out of ignorance, he might have given a wrong reply. I forgive in the first chance. I am giving him a second chance. My son, I am putting forth my second question. Please answer properly. Hiranyakashipu asked, how will you behave with your friends and your enemies? Tell me. The answer expected by Hiranyakashipu was, I will give all my wealth to my friends and I will move in a good way with my friends. Regarding enemies, I will kill them, I will destroy them, I will destroy the total kith and kin of my enemies. Hiranyakashipu was expecting this kind of an answer. But Prahlada said, your question itself is wrong. You are dividing people in the name of friends and enemies. No, 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 no. You can't divide. All are our friends. Because Lord Narayana is within everybody. He is the inner soul of all. Each and every individual soul is the body of that Lord. The body is the soul of the soul. So, we are seeing the body's external appearance. There is individual soul within each body. And there is the Paramatma, supreme soul within each individual soul. So, I am seeing Narayana only within everybody. So, how can we classify anybody as friend or anybody as enemy? No, Lord Narayana is within everyone. So, everyone is our friend and nobody is our enemy. So, Father, your question is wrong, said Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu, he got even more angry. He said, I am giving you a final chance. I will ask you a third question. Answer me properly. What is the greatest thing learnt by you in life? So far in your life, you are a young boy. You might have learnt many things in life. What is the greatest thing learnt by you in life so far? Prahlada answers, 9 forms of devotion, Navavida Bhakti, 9 forms of devotion. That's the greatest thing learned by me. Prahlada says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnosmaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These 9 forms of devotion. We can be devoted to Lord in 9 different ways. Shravanam, we can listen to the glories of the Lord through our ears. That is Shravanam. Kirtanam, we can sing the glories and names of the Lord with our tongue. That is Shravanam, Kirtanam. Then Vishnu Smaranam, we can meditate on the magnificent, handsome form of the Lord. That is Smaranam, meditation on the form of the Lord. Pada Sevanam, here our commentators have said beautifully. Here Padam refers to devotees of the Lord. So Pada Sevanam means we can be servants of the devotees of Lord, servant of servant, devotee of devotee. So we can do devotional service to the devotees of the Lord. Archanam, Archanam means offering flowers to the Lord, then doing Archanai and Puja to the Lord. Vandanam, prostrating on the ground to the Lord. Dasyam, we can be a servant and do all kinds of service to the Lord. Sakyam, we can be a friend of the Lord and enjoy his company. He can be our companion also. So that is Sakyam, friendship with the Lord. Atmanivedanam, finally, the final surrender, offering ourselves at the lotus feet of the Lord. That is Atmanivedanam. So listening to his glories, singing his names, meditating on his form, serving his devotees, doing Archanai, offering flowers and puja to the Lord, and then prostrating on the ground to the Lord, doing service to him, being a friend to him, enjoying his friendship, offering ourselves at his feet. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnosmaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These 9 things, this is the best thing I have learned ever in my life, said Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu's eyes turned red. My son, do you know one thing? I wanted to kill that Narayana. I have taken a vow that Narayana has killed my brother, so I would kill that Narayana in turn and do Tarpanam with his blood. That Narayana is my enemy. But you are chanting his names, you are singing his glories. I don't want this kind of a son. Oh Asuras, everybody come here. Summoned Hiranyakashipu. His servants, demons, came to him. He told them, I do not need this son. He is chanting the names of my enemy. Kill him at once. Immediately, those Asuras carried trident and other weapons in their hands and tried to attack Prahlada. Prahlada started chanting, Narayana, 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 Narayana. Prahlada was chanting the names of the Lord. Those Asuras attacked him with weapons. Those weapons couldn't pierce the body of Prahlada. They got blunt and they fell off. Then Hiranyakashipu asked his men to put Prahlada into fire. Prahlada chanted Narayana, 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 Narayana. That fire turned into an air conditioner and it didn't burn Prahlada. It was very cool for him. He safely came out of that fire. Then Hiranyakashipu made snakes. He brought snakes to bite Prahlada. Those snakes bit him, but that poison didn't even enter into the body of Prahlada because he was chanting Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Hiranyakashipu summoned 8 elephants, Ashtadiggajams, 8 elephants to crush Prahlada with their feet. Prahlada chanted Narayana, Narayana. Even those elephants couldn't crush Prahlada. Hiranya pushed Prahlada from the top of a hill down to the earth. He chanted Narayana, Narayana. The Lord himself rescued him. Hiranyakashipu pushed Prahlada into the sea. He chanted Narayana, Narayana. The Lord rescued him and brought him to the shore. Now, Hiranyakashipu didn't know what to do. He gave him poison. Even that poison, Prahlada took it, chanting Narayana, Narayana, Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda. That poison even couldn't kill Prahlada. Now, Chanda and Marka, those 2 demonic gurus, they went to their father Shukracharya to learn how to subdue this Prahlada or how to bring him into their fold. So, they went to seek the advice of Shukracharya. Now, there is nobody else in this Gurukulam. Chanda and Marka have went to Shukracharya. Now, the other demonic students, sons of Asuras, were there in that Gurukulam. Now, Prahlada thought of a plan. These children, they are born to Asuras. So, they have got some Asuric tendencies. But, why can't we teach them about the Lord and make them devotees of the Lord? You see, that is the greatest quality in a devotee. He not only devotes himself to the Lord, but rather he wishes that everybody in this world can get the same nectar of devotion. They can also enjoy the bliss of Brahmanubhavam. So Prahlada called all those children and then tells them some advice. Just see the advice given by Prahladan. The first point he tells them, Kaumara acharet prajnaha dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adhruvamarthadam. Oh friends, let me tell you one thing. It is very, very, very rare to get a human body. Our Shastra says there are 84 lakh different species on this universe. And there are 84 lakh different kinds of species. Human race is one among that. It is very, very, very rare to get a human birth. You have got it. If you have got a human birth, you have to utilize it positively and you have to adhere to dharma, Bhagavata dharma. You should follow that. Otherwise, your human birth will go in vain. Second point he says, Yatahi purushasyeha Vishnov padopasarpanam yadesha sarvabhutanam priya atmeshwaras suhrit. Let me tell you one thing. The thing which will give you greatest benefit in life is serving the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Because Lord Narayana is Priyaha, our most beloved person. We are considering many people as beloved. But the true beloved person, dearest person to us is Narayana. Atmeshwaraha, he is the Lord of our soul. Even for this individual soul, he is the Lord. He is the Atma of our soul. So he is the master. This individual soul is his servant. And then Suhrit, he is the dearest friend for us also. Just like a friend, a well-wisher, shows us a good way. Likewise, God alone takes us on the right path. So, you please serve his lotus feet. You please meditate on him. The third point said by Prahlada is, Sukham Aindriyakam Daitya Deha Yogena Dehinam Sarvatra Labhyate Daivat Yatha Dukkham Ayatnataha. This body, the pleasures and pains we experience in this birth, they are all due to our karma. We have done some merits or punyams as well as papam, sins. So, based on our merits and sins, we experience pleasure and pains in this birth. So, you need not go in search of material pleasures. If you have done some merit, pleasure will automatically come to you. Just like your pain is coming to you. We experience some sorrow in this birth because of our sins in previous birth. Just like that sorrow coming to you unsolicited, pleasure will also come to you unsolicited because of your karma. So, you just realize that everything is due to karma. So, all these pleasures and pains in this material life is not going to do anything good for you. Ultimate good is liberation only. So Prahlada says further, Tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayur vyayah param nathatha vindate kshemam mukunda charanambujam. So the ultimate happiness is attaining the Lord, attaining moksha. How can you attain that? Surrender to the lotus feet of Mukunda. Mukunda, Lord Narayana is called Mukunda because he alone can grant mukti. One who grants mukti is called Mukunda. So you surrender to his lotus feet. One who surrenders to his lotus feet can attain moksha. Others cannot attain. Tato yateta kushalaha kshemaya bhavamashritaha shariram paurusham yavat navipadyeta pushkalam. In your younger age itself, you please involve in devotion to the Lord. Devotion is not restricted to elderly people alone, not for senior citizens alone. In your young age itself, in your youth itself, you should engage in bhakti. Pumso varshashatam hyayuhu tadardam cha ajitatmanaha nishphalam yadasau ratriyam shetendham prapitastamah. You have got 100 years of life. In those 100 years, your first 20 years, you will waste by just playing as a child. Your final 20 years, you will waste saying that you have got so many diseases, tiredness, due to elderliness, geriatric complications. So final 20 gone. First 20, because of ignorance, you will just play and wipe it off. 50 years, you will spend by sleeping only, because 50% of our life is gone by sleeping. So at least utilize the rest of your life in devotional service to the Lord. Tato vidurat parihritya daityaha daityeshu sangam vishayatmakeshu upeta narayanam adidevam samukta sangai rishitopavargaha. You please do one thing. You cut off your company with all evil people and demons, and you resort to Lord Narayana, who is the true resort for all. If you come to him, he will definitely save, rescue all from this cycle of births and deaths. Nahyachutam prinayataha bhakvayaso asuratmajaha atmatvat sarvabhutanam siddhatvadiha sarvataha. If you please Lord Narayana, then there is no need to worry about everything else, because everything is his body. Every creature is the body of Lord Narayana. So you just please him. How can you please him? You worship him. That's on one side. On another side, show love to all creatures. Show compassion and sympathy, empathy to all. Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu dayam kuruta sauhridam. When everybody is body of the Lord, we should love everybody. We should love every creature. We should see Lord within everybody. Jnanam tadetat amalam duravapamaha narayano narasakah kilanaradaya ekantinam bhagavatastadakinchananam padaravinda rajasa plutadehinam syad. Prahlada says, I have taught you a great wisdom. You have to love all creatures and love Lord Narayana, who is within all creatures, and you have to serve that Lord Narayana. That's the greatest benefit you can get from your life. So do service to him. This wisdom which I am teaching you can't be obtained that easily. You can get this only by bathing yourselves in the dust of the feet of great devotees. Prahlada says, we have to bath from dust. What kind of dust? Dust from the feet of great devotees. That dust alone can grant us Bhagavata Pada Duli, we say. That dust alone is capable of purifying us and granting us with such wisdom. So I am teaching all these things. So please, friends, you come out of all these Asuric people and resort to Lord Narayana. Prahlada gave them this peace of his mind. But those Asura sons, they all asked Prahlada, oh Prahlada, you are also our classmate only. How are you able to attain this much wisdom at this age? This is not humanly possible, because we are also studying in the same school, you are also studying in the same school. Our teachers are teaching the same lessons for all of us, but you are getting such kind of a wisdom. How was it possible to you? Now Prahlada narrates a flashback, because some of your viewers, they might feel that there was a missing link. Hiranyakashipu got a son Prahlada, but he was a great devotee right from birth. How Hiranyakashipu's son could be a great devotee right from birth? Now Prahlada narrates that flashback in Bhagavata Puranam. He says, oh friends, when my mother was pregnant, I was in the womb of my mother, my father had gone to perform penance towards Lord Brahma to attain lot of mighty powers. He wanted to destroy Lord Narayana himself. So my father went to perform penance. At that time, Indra, the king of Devas, he tried to kill my mother my pregnant mother, Indra tried to kill her because he wanted to take revenge on my father. So he wanted to destroy his family. He tried to kill my pregnant mother. At that time, sage Narada intervened and stopped Indra. Oh Indra, please don't commit this kind of a crime, because it is a very big crime to kill a pregnant woman. Please don't do it. Indra said, oh Narada Rishi, this Hiranyakashipu himself is a cruel demon. His son, he will be much mightier demon than Hiranyakashipu himself. So we can't tolerate him once he is born. So let me destroy him. But Narada told Hiranyakashipu, no, I will take her into my hermit. She will beget a son, but that son will become a great devotee of the Lord. You please don't worry. Saying so, Narada, he took care of my mother and he took my pregnant mother to his hermit, and every day he took care of my mother and he used to chant the names of the Lord by playing his musical instrument called veena. Playing his veena, Narada would sing the names of the Lord and chant the glories and stories about the Lord, histories of the Lord, and myself, seated within the womb of my mother, I would hear to all those glories and names of the Lord which were chanted by sage Narada. Because even in science, it has been proved that beyond 6 months of gestation, the fetus, it can listen to sounds, external sounds. So Prahlada, he listened to all those things right from the fetal stage itself. When he was within his mother's womb itself, he listened to all these things. So that's why, because of the blessings of Guru sage Narada, I got such kind of a devotion and wisdom to the Lord. Because without the blessing of a Guru, without the blessing of a devotee, we cannot get that kind of a devotion. So devotion comes only with the blessing of a devotee who already has that kind of a devotion. So for the first devotee who gave that devotion, Lord Narayana himself as the Acharya gave him such kind of a devotion and wisdom. And then those devotees are carrying it forward to next generations. So only because of Narada's grace, I got this kind of a devotion. So Prahlada narrated this flashback to all his friends. Now, when Prahlada taught all these good things to his friends, those gurus, Chanda and Marka, who had gone to meet Shukracharya, they returned and they overheard the conversation between Prahlada and the demonic children. So they went to Hiranyakashipu and told him that Prahlada was spoiling all the other children by making them chant the names of the Lord. So all the other demonic children were also slowly becoming devotees of Lord Narayana. Hiranyakashipu got too much angered by all these things. He summoned Prahlada and asked him, I tried in many ways to kill you, but in vain. I couldn't destroy you. Who is giving you all this strength? How did you get this kind of a strength? Who is the reason for your immortality? Asked Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada said, it is none other than Lord Narayana. Narayana is the reason. Who is saving me? It is Lord Narayana, said Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu said, who is that Narayana? Where is that Narayana? Do you know one thing? Now Hiranyakashipu narrates a flashback. What that flashback is, Hiranyakashipu, he took a vow, right? I will destroy Lord Narayana and do tarpanam to my brother with his blood. Hiranyakashipu went to all the 14 worlds in search of Lord Narayana. But in all the 14 worlds, he couldn't find Lord Narayana. Narayana seemed to hide himself somewhere. Where did Narayana hide? Our Acharya says, Narayana hid himself within the heart of Hiranyakashipu, because he would search the Lord everywhere outside, but he will never search inside. So the Lord hid himself within the heart of Hiranyakashipu. There is a great thing within this. What is that? The Lord could have very well destroyed Hiranyakashipu there itself. Why should the Lord hide himself? Because the Lord wanted to show the universe the greatness of devotee Prahlada. Because suppose if the Lord kills Hiranyakashipu there itself, then Prahlada won't be born, or Prahlada won't be subjected to these kind of cruelties by Hiranyakashipu, and the nature of his steadfast devotion won't be realized by others. So Prahlada's fame and glory should grow all over the world. That's why the Lord waited. He hid himself within the heart of Hiranyakashipu. Now, without realizing this, Hiranyakashipu says, I have searched all over the world. There is nobody called Narayana. I have searched him. I couldn't find him. Now you are telling me Narayana, Narayana. Where is that Narayana? Prahlada says, na kevalam me bhagavatascha rajan savai balam balinam chaparesham parevaremi sthitajangamaye brahmadayo yena vasham pranitaha. My father, you are thinking that Lord Narayana is giving strength to me alone, not me alone. For everybody, he is alone giving that strength. Now father, you are telling me there is no Narayana, there is no God, there is no God. Do you know one thing? That Lord, he is enshrined within you also, and it is he who gives you the strength to say there is no God. When a person says there is no God, actually it is the Lord who is within that person, and he alone is giving him strength even to deny him. So even if you want to deny God, you cannot deny him on your own strength. The God alone has to give you strength. Hiranyakashipu asked, Yastvaya mandabhagyokta madanyo jagadishwaraha kwasau. All right, you are telling me Narayana, Narayana, he is the Lord. I am the Lord of the universe. Who is that Narayana? Where is that Narayana? Prahlada said, Sarvatra saha. He is everywhere. You are asking, where is that Narayana? Where is that Narayana? Not only within you, he is within me, he is within this pillar, he is within a speck of dust, he is within the mountain, he is within the sky, he is within the earth, he is everywhere. Sarvatra, he is everywhere. Now, Hiranyakashipu asks, you said he is in this pillar. Yadi stambhe kasmatana, is he in this pillar? Are you sure? Is he in this pillar? Asked Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada says, stambhe drishyate. He doesn't say, my Lord is in this pillar. He says, I am seeing my Lord in this pillar. He is showing up himself from this pillar. Prahlada pointed to that same pillar which was pointed out by Hiranyakashipu, and he says, I am seeing my Lord in this pillar. Now, that Lord Narayana, he just assumed the form of Narasimha, and he just enshrined himself in all the pillars in the palace of Hiranyakashipu, because the Lord was ready so that whichever pillar Hiranyakashipu strikes with that mace of Hiranyakashipu, that Gada mace, whichever pillar he strikes, I will come out in the form of Narasimha itself. The Lord is already there everywhere. Now, he just takes the form of Narasimha, and he is there in the Narasimha form in every pillar so that he can come out in that form. Hiranyakashipu, with topmost anger, took his mace and struck that pillar which was pointed out earlier by him. He struck that pillar with his mace. Immediately, a terrific sound was heard. That pillar broke open, and a magnificent, gigantic form came out of that pillar. எங்குமுடன் கண்ணன் என்ற மகனை காய்ந்து இங்கில்லையால் என இரணியன் தூண்புடைப்ப அங்கு அப்பொழுதே அவன் வீய தோன்றிய என் சிங்கப்பிரான் பெருமை ஆராயும் சீர்மைத்தே சட்டாபட்டல பீஷணே சரபச அட்டஹாசோத்பட்டே ஸ்புரத் கிருதி பரிஸ்புடத் புருகுட்டிகே பிவக்த்ரே கிருதே கிருபா கபட்டகேசரின் தனுஜ டிம்பதத்தஸ்தனா சரோஜ சத்ருஷா திருஷா வியதி பிஷஜ்யதே வியஜ்யதே. That pillar broke open. Lord Narasimha showed up, abiding by all the boons received by Hiranyakashipu. The Lord killed him. He had received many boons. I should not get death either by human or by animal. Now, this Lord, above neck he had lion form, below the neck he had human form. With such form, he had his nails themselves as weapon. With nails as weapon, the Lord showed up in the dusk time. We say Sandhya Kalam, because it was neither morning nor evening. It is the dusk, sunset time, Sandhya Kalam. At that time the Lord appeared from that pillar, and then he was not created by Brahma, because the Lord creates himself. He is himself Lord Narayana. He is the creator of Brahma. He appeared from a pillar, not regular creation, and he kept Hiranyakashipu on his lap, because he said, I should die neither on earth nor in the skies. So he kept him on his lap, and then took him to the doorstep of his palace, because he said, I should neither die inside the house nor outside of the house. So he took him to the doorstep, which is neither inside nor outside. Keeping him there, he tore him apart with his nails, because nails grow when cut, so they can be classified as living objects also. At the same time, when we cut our nails, we don't feel any pain, so we can call it non-living also. He uses nails as weapon. So, abiding by all those boons, the Lord showed up. Tadaiva tasmin nidanoti bhishanaha babuva yenanda katahamasphutat yam vai swadhishnyopa gatam tvajadayaha shrutva sadhamatyayam angamenire. that kind of a Lord, he showed up from that pillar. How was that Narasimha? Shuka Brahmam in Bhagavatam describes the beautiful, handsome face of Narasimha. Mimam samanasya samuttitogrataha nrisimharupas tadalam bhayanakam. It was terrific. It could cause fear to anybody. That kind of a form, fierce lion form. You can see hair surrounding his lion face. Pratapta chamikara chandalochanam spurat satakeshara jrimbitananam. His eyes were red as molten gold. That kind of anger can be seen in his eyes. Karala damstram karavala chanchala kshuranta jikvam bhrukuti mukolbanam stabdordvakarnam girikandaradbhuta vyatyasyanasam hanubheda bhishanam. He had big teeth, sharp tongue, curved eyebrows, upright ears, cave-like mouth, cave-like nose, and a terrific jaw. With this kind of a form, Divis Prishatkayam Adirga Pivara Grivoruvakshas Talamalpamadhyamam Chandramshu Gauraihi Churitam Tanuruhaihi Vishwak Bujanika Shatam Nakayudam. He had a gigantic body, short neck, broad chest, thin waist, moon-like white hairs, and having weapons as his nails itself as weapon. So with nails as weapons, his body was from this earth to sky, that kind of a gigantic form. The Lord appeared just like Garuda catching hold of a snake. This Narasimha caught hold of that Hiranyakashipu and placed him on his lap, took him to the doorstep, tore his body open with his sharp nails. And then after killing that Hiranyakashipu, the Lord Ugra Narasimha, he was so fierce that even Devas were afraid to go near him. But we have to understand one thing. Narasimha is a compassionate Lord, not a fierce Lord. He is always compassionate. But why Devas couldn't go near him? Because he was angry on Devas, because these Devas were unscrupulously giving boons to all Asuras. Whoever does penance, Devas just give them all boons they seek without prior thinking whether this will be good or not. They don't think. They just give away boons without prior thinking. That's why the Lord was angry on those Devas. They were afraid to go near him. So, standing from a distant point, all the Devas, they did stuti. They wrote hymns and praised the Lord Narasimha with so many hymns. Now, Lord Brahma summoned Prahlada and asked him to go near Lord Narasimha so that the Lord's compassion will just come out. The Lord will express his compassion to devotee. He will never be fierce or angry towards devotees. When Prahlada approached him, Narasimha, he just caught hold of him with both hands with love and affection and just rubbed his hands on his head. And Narasimha blessed Prahlada. Prahlada, with the blessings of Lord Narasimha, started to do stotram on him. Brahmadaya suragana munayota siddhaha satvaikatana matayo vachasam pravahaihi naradhitum purugunair adunapi pipruhu kimtoshtum arhati same harirugrajatehe. I am an Asura, I am the son of a demon. How can I praise the Lord who can't be praised even by Brahma, Indra and all other Devas? Lord Narasimha, you have got such and such great name, fame and glory. How can I praise you? Starting that, Prahlada praised Lord Narasimha with his hymns, and Narasimha was very much happy with all those stotrams of Prahlada. And then Narasimha told him, Prahlada Badra Bhadram te Pritoham te Asurottama Varam Vrinishwa Abhimatam Kama Purosmi Aham Drinam. Prahlada, I am very much pleased with your devotion. You are always auspicious. Let auspiciousness be always with you. Now tell me, what boon do you want from me? Prahlada told the Lord, Nanyata te kiloguro ghateta karunatmanaha yasta asisha ashaste nasabhritya savai vanik. No, my Lord, I won't seek any boon from you, because if a devotee seeks a boon in return for his devotion to the Lord, then he is not a servant, he is a businessman. Because only a businessman will say, I will pay you this much, you give me this thing. That is business. I am not a businessman, I am your servant. So, I will ask nothing, I won't ask anything in return for my devotion and love to you. Because love is priceless, unconditional love. That's my target, and I never want to seek anything. So, if you are willing to give me any boon, grant me this boon. I should not seek boon anymore. That is the boon. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varangstvam varadarshabha kamanam hridya samroham bhavatastu vrinevaram. I should not seek boon from anyone anymore. So that's the boon I seek from you. Oh my Lord, even if you want to give me some boon, you please do one thing. You please forgive my father. He has committed a lot of sins, thinking that you are his enemy. My father, knowingly or unknowingly, he has committed a lot of sins. So if possible, please forgive my father. Otherwise, I do not want any boon. Now, hearing these words from Prahlada, the Lord happily told him, Prahlada, you don't wish to get any boon, but I am Varadaraja, the granter of boons. So, I wish to bless you with something. Let you be coronated as the emperor. As the emperor, as the king, you perform a lot of yajnas and sacrifices. You worship me with intense devotion. Your devotion will grow day by day. With that devotion, ultimately, you will reach me. The ultimate liberation, Vaikuntham, you will come to my place. Ya etat kirtayet mahyam tvaya geetam idam naraha tvancha mancha smaran kale karmabandhat pramuchyate. Whoever meditates on me and also you, whoever thinks or speaks or listens to or writes or reads the story of you and me, everybody will get rid of all their sins and they will ultimately get moksham. This palan has been said by the Lord himself. So, whenever we listen to the story of Prahlada, always Rishis say some phalashruti. This is the benefit of listen to this thing. But the greatness of Prahlada Charitra is the Lord himself says, whoever reads Prahlada Stuti or whoever listens to Prahlada story, Narasimha Avatara, they will all get rid of all their sins and they will attain moksham. And Shuka Brahmam also says, Etadya adi purushasya mrigendra leelam daityendra yuthapavadam prayatah pateta daityatmajasya cha satam pravarasya punyam shutvanubhavam akuto bayam eti lokam. So, whoever chants this charitra, whoever listens to, whoever hears, whoever worships the Lord, they will get fearlessness, because the greatest enemy in our life is fear. We are always afraid of many things. But whenever we think of Narasimha and Prahlada, all our fears will be gone. That is the greatness of Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. And that too, it is great to worship Lord as Lakshmi Narasimha rather than mere Narasimha. It was the great command given by Bhagavad Ramanuja. Ramanuja gave Narasimha idols to 74 Simhasanadipatis, his Sishyas, disciples, who are to further enhance the tradition of Ramanuja. He gave them 74 Narasimha idols and taught them Narasimha Mantra and Narasimha Tapaniya Upanishad also. But you know, Lord Bhagavad Ramanuja didn't give them mere Narasimha idol. He gave them Lakshmi Narasimha idol, because always we have to worship Lord Narayana with Mahalakshmi only, with his consort Sri Mahalakshmi. So in the case of Narasimha also, Lakshmi Narasimha, the form of Narasimha, in which Mahalakshmi is seated on his left lap. She is enjoying the beautiful face of Lord Narasimha, because Narasimha is the most handsome incarnation of the Lord. Azhagiyantane Arivuruvantane. It's the Pasuram of Tirumalizai Piran. So Narasimha is the most handsome form of the Lord. So Goddess Mahalakshmi, she wants to enjoy the beauty, handsome face of Narasimha. That's why rather than seating herself on his chest, from there she could not see the face properly. That's why she seats herself on his lap, so that she could enjoy the handsome face of Narasimha. And so that Lakshmi Narasimha form of the Lord, that has been prescribed for worship by Bhagavad Ramanuja himself. And one more thing, Sri Parashara Bhattar, the son of Kurattazhvan, who is the great disciple of Ramanuja, Parashara Bhattar quotes an excellent example to tell us the greatness of Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. What that example is, Itikila Sitakshira Nyayena Sangamitangakam. One father gave his son plain milk without sugar and asked his son, how is it? The son said, it is not that much sweet because it is without sugar. The father gave him plain sugar and asked him, how is this? The son said, it is better than plain milk. Now this father mixed sugar with milk and then gave it to his son. This son took milk with sugar and then said, rather than plain milk or plain sugar, I prefer to take milk with sugar because this is the sweetest of all. Likewise, the god took many animal form incarnations, Matsya Avataram, Kurma Avataram, Varaha Avataram. They are like plain milk without sugar. The Lord took human incarnations like Rama, Krishna, etc. They are like plain sugar without milk. But our Narasimha, he has both animal form and human form. So it is like milk mixed with sugar. So when a devotee gets attached to this form of the Lord, he doesn't even look after other avatarams of the Lord. He gets devoted exclusively to Narasimha Avataram only, says Parashara Bhattar. That is the greatness of Narasimha Avataram. It is like a combo of two different avatars, milk with sugar. Like that, this Narasimha Avataram is the most handsome form of the Lord. So when we worship him as Lakshmi Narasimha with his consort Sri, he destroys all our fears, he destroys all our sorrows and grants us auspiciousness, grants us eternal bliss. He removes all our fears and grants us a fearless state. A fearless state can be blessed only by Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. 13 names in Vishnu Sahasranama, the compilation of 1000 names of the Lord in Vishnu Sahasranamam, 13 names directly refer to Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. What are they? 21st name, Narasimha Vapuhu, one who took the form of Nara and Simha. Vapu means form, body. Nara refers to Nara, human form. Simha refers to lion form. So Narasimha Vapuhu, he took the form of man and lion to save his devotee. Sriman, here Parashara Bhattar in his commentary to Vishnu Sahasranamam says, Sri means handsomeness. Sriman means the most handsome form of the Lord is Narasimha. 22nd name Sriman. So 21 Narasimha Vapuhu, 22 Sriman. They both denote Lord Narasimha only. And then another 11 names, 200 to 210 in Vishnu Sahasranama, they also refer to Lord Narasimha. 200 Amrutyuhu, Lord Narasimha confers immortality. He destroys death itself. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlada in many ways, but Narasimha saved him. So Amrutyuhu, Mrityor Mrityum Namamyaham we say. So Narasimha is capable of destroying death itself. Sarvadrik, 201, Sarvadrik, he visualizes everything and everybody. He is the witness. He observes everybody and grants pleasure or pain based on merit or sin, whatever we do. He grants us proper reward or punishment. And then 202, Simhaha, he has lion face. Sandhata, 203, Sandhata, he is in communion with the devotees. He attracts devotees towards him. 204, Sandhiman, he enjoys eternal communion with devotees. His communion with devotees is not temporary, it is permanent. 205, Stiraha, he is stubborn in rescuing his devotees. Even if we have defects, he overlooks all our defects and definitely rescues us with such vow, with such stubborn mind. So he is called Stiraha, 205. 206, Ajaha, he has a divine birth. His birth is not similar to ours. We are born because of our karma. We can't choose our father or mother or family or anything or our body. But the Lord chooses the pillar as his mother. He chooses the time, he chooses his form and he incarnates. So Ajaha, his birth is not like ours. He has a divine birth. 207, Durmarshanaha, he can't be defeated by anybody, either Devas or Asuras. Nobody can defeat him. 208, Shasta, he punishes the evil forces. Whoever commits crime, Lord Narasimha will punish them. So Shasta here means, in this context, Shasta means the one who gives punishment to evil. 209, Vishrutatma, his glory is heard with wonder by all. So he is Vishrutatma. Everybody hears his stories with wonder. And then 210, Surariha. Sura means Devas. Surari means the enemies of Devas, Asuras. Surariha means destroyer of Asuras. So all these 11 names, Narasimha Vapuhu Sriman, Amrutyus Sarvadrik Singhas Sandhata Sandhiman Seraha, Ajo Durmarshana Shasta Vishrutatma Surariha. All these 13 names, they refer to Lord Lakshmi Narasimha only. So let us all pray to Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. He is very soon going to be enshrined at New Berlin, USA in the upcoming temple. Let's all do whatever service possible. Prahlada, he did great service to the Lord and even now his fame is there all over this world. So we can also engage in his service. And this story, this history of Lord Narasimha and Prahlada, it teaches us 5 things. First thing is, nobody can cheat the Lord. Hiranyakashipu wanted to cheat the Lord by getting so many boons. We can cheat the Lord himself, he thought, but nobody can do it because Lord is intelligent than everyone else. So, even by abiding by all those boons, the Lord was able to destroy him. The Lord need not abide by Brahma's boons. That's entirely different thing. But the Lord gave credit to Brahma also, abided by the boons, at the same time destroyed Hiranyakashipu. So nobody can cheat him. Second thing, we should be steadfast in our devotion. We should have that belief and faith in the Lord. Prahlada had it. Even though he encountered lot of struggles, lot of obstacles, lot of dangers, he never forsook his bhakti for that. He was steady in his bhakti. When we have faith in him, the Lord will definitely save us. That is shown by Prahlada's history. And then the Lord has no bias. You can be born as a demon or Asura or Deva, whatever clan. You may be a man or a woman or a boy or an elderly person or a girl or an elderly woman. You can speak any language. You can belong to any country. If we have devotion, the Lord will save us. That is shown by Prahlada Charitra. He was the son of a demon. But for that reason, the Lord didn't forsake him. The Lord blessed Prahlada. So, the Lord has no bias, no partiality. And then fourth thing, we should be in communion with the devotees. We should have Satsangam. We should always be in the company of devotees. Because the sons of demons who were with Prahlada, they also developed devotion to the God. What was the reason? If we be in communion with some devotee in Satsangam, their devotion will come to us also. So we should be in a Satsangam. We should be with the devotees. That is the fourth thing. And fifth thing is, Bhakti should be developed at young age. It is not reserved for old age alone. Prahlada at young age showed this kind of a Bhakti. So we should develop Bhakti at young age. That too to the form of Lord Lakshmi Narasimha, who shows anger and compassion at the same time. Anger to Hiranyakashipu, compassion to devotees like Prahlada. So, if we worship that Narasimha, on one hand, he will show anger to all the hurdles we face in our life. He will destroy all those hurdles with his anger. On the other hand, he will shower his compassion as rain on us and ensure that we get a happy and healthy life in this world as well as the other world. Such blessing can be provided only by the Lord Lakshmi Narasimha alone. So, let us worship him, let us chant his names, let us do service to the upcoming temple, to New Berlin Lord Lakshmi Narasimha Temple, and let us all be recipients of the excellent grace of, unparalleled grace of Lord Lakshmi Narasimha. Thank you.